Good flipping morning, people. Happy New Year. It is January 1st as I'm recording this. So you're going to be watching this in the new year. Now, we are jumping straight into the second 2 weeks of September 2025. I believe I got a 85% win rate the first time. So let's see if we can beat that. Now, 15th of September, we're going straight into it with Empire State Manufacturing Index. Now, in my opinion, this is a lower probable news driver from my backtesting data. However, it's not about the news driver, it's about the price action. If you're able to gauge, never skip a day. That's just my opinion. Anyway, 4 hour time frame, what are we dropping into? 4 hour time frame, we do see the rebalance lower into the 4 hour BISI. Now, from this 4 hour BISI here, what are we seeing? A respect of it and a displacement higher. Now, this is telling me we are going to continue higher. Now, are we at all-time high? Yes. Okay, yeah, we are at all-time high now. So, considering we're all-time high here, we are most likely looking for what? A bullish continuation. Now, hourly time frame, what do we see? We do see rebalance lower, internal manipulation here. We do see total soup SMT here, market structure shift, multiple manipulations, which is a bullish signature. This is an algorithmic signature that's telling us price is most likely going to displace higher. Now, what am I going to be referring to? This internal high here. What are we going to do around this internal high? Now, dropping into the 15-minute time frame, we do see rebalance low, displacement high, rebalance low, displacement high. We're just continuing. Now, I'm not even going to bother looking at the 5-minute because we don't really have any PD arrays. Okay, actually, no. We do have this 5-minute BISI here. Now, from this 5-minute BISI, could maybe see a rebalance low, displacement high, but considering ES is already rebalanced into it, we could anticipate a straight displacement high at market open. Now, what do we see? Rebalance low, displacement higher. We've manipulated highs multiple times. Again, an algorithmic signature that price is most likely going to go higher. Now, what am I anticipating price is most likely going to do at market open? We could either see this manipulation here, hold, a rebalance lower to build bearish price action, take out some internal liquidity, maybe rebalance into the 5-minute BISI, then displace out of it, disrespecting some kind of PD array here to build bullish price action to continue higher to, there's not any draw, so continue to a standard deviation level perhaps. Anyway, second scenario that I see happening, we could displace higher at market open, maybe get a good rebalance lower, even a deeper rebalance than this, maybe disrespect some kind of SIBI here, or maybe even make some internal manipulation, then displace higher to build bullish prices. So these are the two scenarios that I'm going to be looking at. Now, what are we going to do? Let's just see. Get off the 5-minute. Now, let's just see what we do. Market opens, we do see a displacement above this high. Now, what do we see? Rebalance low, displacement higher. I do want to see some kind of rebalance now. I'm not going to long all the way up here because you're asking to get stopped out on a rebalance. Now, let's just see what we're doing. Now, ideally, I want to see a rebalance back into this 1-minute SIBI here. If we're going to get that. Okay, we're just accumulating. We do make this internal total soup here. Also an SMT, so I've just got to be mindful of that. Okay, so we disrespect the SMT. We're still displacing past the total soup, telling us it's not holding. Again, another algorithmic signature that price is going to go higher. We're still continuing higher now. I'm not going to be taking any trades up here. Yeah, you probably could short the high, but off of what? There's no manipulation. There's just nothing. So you have to wait for a deeper rebalance here because 90% of the time there's going to be a rebalance. There is that odd occasion where you see just a straight continuation higher or a straight continuation lower. And it's just unfortunate. You just missed the day. It's fine. Not taking a trade is not the end of the world. Now, you just got to be mindful of that. There's always another day. Now, like I said, we're now rebalancing lower. Now, what have we just seen there? Do see the internal manipulation there. Now, from this internal SMT, I'd like to see what is price going to do. We no longer have to rebalance into a imbalance here because of the fact we've made an SMT. Now, if I do see a displacement below this low, maybe a rebalance back into the SIBI, displacement lower, we are disrespecting the idea of this manipulation holding, telling us what price is coming for either a deeper rebalance or to take out some liquidity to then go higher. So let's just see what is price going to do at the 1-minute SIBI here. Okay, so we do see displacement. Okay, this looks like a good entry. However, the only problem with this is if we do see a displacement above this high, I'm in longs. However, if we do see, we can see this a lot where we get a wick we displace up here, and then we wick all the way down. We get this massive wick here, then we take out the low to then go higher. Now, this is an easy way to get stopped out. So either wait for a candle closure when you're trying to long or short inside of a SIBI or a BISI, or you wait for the next candle to rebalance displacement. So that's what I'm most likely going to be looking at here. That's what I mean. We're wicking down. Can't really tell. Okay, so that was a nice closure. Now, what do I want to see from this candle? Now, this is what? A 1 minute order block here. Now, we have rebalance back into this 1 minute order block. This wick is a rebalance here. Now, I want to see this wick hold and a displacement above this wick high here to tell me price is doing what on the lower time frame, manipulating multiple times, telling us what price is most likely going to continue higher. So I'm going to be taking an entry there. Stops below. I'm going to put it just a little bit below, actually. 25 points. And the reason why I'm putting it below is we could always come back lower, maybe make a tilt soup here and displacement higher. Now, this is so low probable. Like, if we do see a closure below this low, we are going to go lower, no doubt about it. However, I'm just factoring in the possibility of this happening. Now, considering we're all-time high, we're most likely going to continue higher. So let's just see what we do here. I want to see a displacement past this here. Still not really getting it. Okay, there you go. There's my entry there. We're going to go 2 minis, 25 points. Perfect. Just going to go for the 1-to-1 because we don't really have any targets. Yes, you could target some standard deviation level, but it's just overly complicated for no apparent reason. So let's just see what we do. Okay, now what do I want to see? I want to see a straight displacement above this high here, making a market structure shift. Now, if we do see a rebalance lower, I want to see this 1 minute BISI hold. If this 1 minute BISI holds, we are most likely going to go higher. ES is displacing higher, which is a very good sign. NQ is now tapped into the 1 minute BISI. We've disrespected the SMT, we're still displacing higher. Now I want to see a good candle closure. Once we see a good candle closure on this candle here, because ES is still stagnating, I want to see a displacement. Then I'll go break. Okay, there's my break even. Okay, boom. TB here. Simple day. Now, what was this entry based off of? Considering we're all-time high, most likely continuing. Multiple manipulation. We do see a rebalance lower. Let's see, what is rebalance into what? We do see a rebalance into the 50% of this recent leg here, but we also do see the internal manipulation, order block respect, SIBI disrespect, displacement higher, market structure shift, targeting higher prices. Simple day, manipulation, rebalance, displacement. Simple. Now, next day, what are we going to be seeing now? Holy accumulation. 4 hour time frame. Okay. We do have this massive gap here. Now, whenever we have these massive gaps, new day opening gaps or new week opening gaps, and you're on Monday, say, you don't have any data to go off. So what do? Scale down onto a lower time frame. Now, even on the 15-minute time frame, we don't really have much. We do have this 15-minute SIBI here that we could be looking for a rebalance into. But apart from that, I don't really see anything that we could be looking at here. Okay, is this gonna work? Bloody hell. Okay, whatever. Okay, that's good enough. So we do see displacement higher. We're now starting to rebalance lower here. Now, again, I don't really see much. This is clearly our draw on liquidity here. We do have the hourly BISI here that could be a nice draw before we take out the new day opening gap. Now, what do we see on NQ right now? On the 5-minute time frame, we do make the internal manipulation here. We rebalance into the internal manipulation, not displacing above the wick that manipulated, which is telling us what? The manipulation is holding. If we do see a candle closure above the wick that manipulated, what are we doing? Manipulating highs multiple times, telling us what price is going to continue higher. Now, we didn't get that. We respected a manipulation, we're displacing lower, manipulating lows multiple times on the lows, telling us what price is most likely going to continue lower. Now, 1 minute time frame, what do we see? We do see the internal manipulation here rebalance into what? The 1 minute order block. Now, from the 1 minute order block respect, what do we see? We do see a displacement lower, multiple manipulations lower. Now, from these multiple manipulations lower, where is the next draw on liquidity? We are most likely looking for the hourly BISI here. Now, I've just got to be careful of this internal lower because we have just made the SMT on ES. But considering we're respecting the manipulation, we're still displacing lower. I'm most likely anticipating a displacement lower towards the next draw on liquidity. So let's just see what we do. Now, our external draw on liquidity is that new week opening gap there. Now, From the manipulation, rebalance displacement, I want to see what is price going to do here. We do see the rebalance into the 1 minute SIBI here. Now, from this 1 minute SIBI, what is price going to do? We could maybe see a rebalance into the order block here. Do we make manipulation there? Okay, so we do make the internal SMT there. Now, if I do see immediate displacement lower, making a market structure shift below this low, respecting the order block that we make here, boom, there's going to be my entry. So let's just see what we do. I want to see this SIBI respect if we are going to take an entry here though. Okay. Okay, so we're just accumulating the SIBI right now. We don't really see much. Now, I could take an entry here, but the stop loss is going to be massive, yeah. Especially in this, we're not very volatile today. Meaning what? Meaning we're most likely going to just chop around. Now, 16th, I didn't check the news. We do have core retail sales, which is a high probable news driver. Now, I'd like to see what are we going to do around this low here. Now, there's only two scenarios I could see happening. Considering we made the SMT at the low, it's not holding, bear in mind. I'd like to see, where is the path? I'd like to see this SMT clearly isn't holding. Why? We're manipulating those multiple times. Now, I want to see some kind of displacement lower, maybe get a rebalance. It could even be a wick, but maybe a rebalance if we do create some kind of SIBI or respect this volume imbalance here. Then build bearish price action, maybe disrespect some kind of BISI here, making a market structure shift, targeting the 1 hour BISI or the new week opening gap. Now, most of the time, the new week opening gap does not get touched the next day. Once it's made, it takes 2 to about a week to actually get fully filled. So just bear that in mind. I'd never short or long to a gap immediately. You're asking to get reversed on it. It's how people generate liquidity. But let's just see what we're doing. We're still displacing. I want to see a closure below this low here. Because again, we're just chopping. We're not really doing much. Give me the closure. Nope. Still just accumulating. Now, what are we doing? We are still respecting the order block here. We're still respecting the manipulation. We're still respecting the SIBI and we're displacing lower. Now, I want to see this displacement continue lower to actually take this entry. Now, considering the candle's 10 seconds away from closing as well, I could get this nice entry here, but just going to be careful. Holy fuck. Okay, kind of missed the entry there. I'm going to have to take a late entry here, which is okay. Right, I'm going to be, this is a discretional stop. I'm going to be very, risky, risk on with this stop. Now, the only reason for this is we are displacing with speed. I am anticipating price to continue in the direction I want price to continue in. I want to see this manipulation hold. I want to see the SIBI respect. I want to see displacement away from the order block. We have made the market structure shift. We've disrespected this low, manipulating lows multiple times. I want to see this displacement continue lower. If I don't see this, we're most likely going to get stopped out here. Now, the real stop should be up here. Now, I should take this stop. I should use this stop. Now, considering the draw on liquidity is lower, I should be fine. But this stop is a risky stop. It's not protected. Now, this stop is. Why? This is the rebalance wick here. If we put our stop loss above the rebalance wick, 90% of the time, price is going to respect it. Why? If we're truly bullish and we do see a displacement above this wick here, we are going to go higher. Now, if we're bearish, we will not see price revisit this level. We could maybe see a rebalance into the order block, but if we do see a displacement above this wick, we're going to get stopped out either way, and we don't want to be in the trade. Now, let's just see what price does here. Okay, so we do wick into the hourly gap here. Now, I don't want to see this hold. Considering this SMT is not holding, we're still displacing low with speed and efficiency. I want to see a good amount of displacement here. Could maybe get a rebalance into this 1 minute SIBI. I don't like that wick at all. Now, if we do see the disrespect to this 1 minute SIBI here, what is price most likely going to do? Continue higher. Now, just want to be careful of this here. Okay, just accumulating. We're not really doing much. Now, I want to see a closure below this wick here if we're truly bearish. Okay, just accumulating. This just isn't a good day. Okay, so now this is a good sign. ES is now displacing. Now, I'm not going to move my stops to break even yet. Why? Look at these wicks. These wicks are telling us that we're most likely going to get stopped out if we're going to get break even. If we go break even, sorry. Now, look at that. Edging our break even. This is high cortisol activities here. This is high stress. You don't want to be in this. with a break-even stop loss. Now, once we get a displacement below this wick here and we do get a closure, I'll go break-even. But apart from that, I'm just going to be waiting. Especially because it's 20 points. Why go break-even? Now, I'm about to go break-even here considering we're displacing lower. Now, I want to see a closure. Still nothing. Still just isn't looking good. Okay, there you go. There's my break-even. Now, I want to see price just continue lower. Boom, 2 p.m. Okay, so that was a slower day. Very wicky price action, but clear draw on liquidity. Why? New day opening gap. Now, what is this entry based off of? We do see external manipulation, rebalance into the order block, displacement low. We then see a rebalance higher into the SIBI, internal manipulation inside of the SIBI. Now, these are the best entries. When you see an internal manipulation inside of a 1 minute SIBI, a 5 minute SIBI, whatever it is, we can anticipate, if we do see an immediate displacement lower just like this, we can anticipate price to continue in that direction. Now, what do we see? Rebalance into the order block, displacement lower, market structure shift below this low and this low here, closing below the low, rebalance into the SIBI to take out our TP. Now, simple day. Manipulation, rebalance, displacement. Now, let's see what we do on the next day. Wednesday the 17th. So it is FOMC statement now. Pardon me. FOMC statement. What are we thinking about FOMC statement? Now, FOMC statement usually makes the AM session accumulate. Why? We're generating liquidity. We're generating orders for them to move in the PM when Powell starts speaking. Now, to be mindful of this, we need to be careful because we can always just get liquidated, maybe get internally manipulated, then move to our TP. You've just got to be really careful on these days, and as you can see, it's not looking too good. We're very range bound right now, and this is a signature of lower probable price action. If we're only in a 100-point range, we're just been accumulating all day, this is most likely going to tell us one of two things. We're either going to get a good amount of displacement at market open to manipulate all these highs or lows we've generated, or we're just going to keep on manipulating, which is most likely what's going to happen considering we have FOMC statement in the PM. Now, what do we see on the hourly time frame? We have rebalance into the gap here. We do also make the internal total suit. Now, from the internal total suit, we start to see a rebalance higher. Now, what am I going to be referring to? This internal high and this internal low here. Now, considering we're manipulating lows multiple times, I could anticipate this gap to be fulfilled here. Now, what am I going to be careful of? This internal high and this internal low. This is where I'm going to be basing which direction price is going to go off. Now, 15-minute time frame, what do we see? We do see the rebalance higher. We do see the internal manipulation there. Internal total suit. Internal SMT. Now, from the total suit SMT, we do see displacement lower. Now, price is starting to rebalance into the 15-minute SIBI here. So from the 15-minute SIBI, we do also see the internal manipulation. So SIBI respect, internal manipulation. Now, I want to see a displacement lower towards what? Towards these lows here. Looks like a clear draw on liquidity to me, but we've got to be careful either way. Now, from the internal manipulation, we do see this massive wick and a downwards, and it goes downwards. Now, what is this a signature of? Since we manipulated and immediately displaced lower, this is telling us that the manipulation is holding. Now, I want to see what we're going to do at these equal lows here. Well, relatively equal lows. Now, 1 minute time frame, what do we see? Internal manipulation, displacement. I want to see this 1 minute order, this 1 minute BISI disrespect and the order block to hold. Okay, 9:30 opens. We do see displacement high, so the BISI gets respected and we do see displacement higher. Now, if I do see the rebalance into the high, a displacement higher again could most likely anticipate higher prices. So let's just see what price does here. We've got to be careful of these internal highs. Okay, yeah, this is what I mean. ES is super close to this high here. Now, I want to see what is price going to do at this high here once we take it out on ES. Okay, we're still displacing high. I'm not going to take an entry. Okay, I was about to say, I'm not going to take an entry till ES takes the high. Now, we've taken the high on ES. We've made external SMT, internal total soup. Now, I want to see what are we going to do from the external SMT here. I'll just mark it out. Now, considering we're making all the manipulations at the highs, this is telling us price is most likely going to continue lower. But let's just see what price does. Still displacing higher. Want to see what we're going to do in this 1 minute order block now. Okay, Holy displacement. Okay, so we do see internal manipulation, displacement lower from the internal total soup, SMT. We did disrespect this 1 minute unopened BISI here. Now we're displacing below this low. Now I want to see just a little more displacement if I'm going to take this entry. Could wait for the next candle here, considering we've just made this 1 minute order block. Now, what do I want to see? I want to see this order block get respected and a displacement below what? This internal low, making what? The internal market structure shift, disrespecting a 1 minute order block and respecting the manipulation and the order block here. Disrespecting a 1 minute BISI, sorry. Respecting a 1 minute order block and disrespecting the BISI, targeting all these lows here. So let's just see what price does. Do you see the rebalance into your order block there? Now I want to see the 50% hold and get a closure below it. If we don't, we continue to displace higher, we're most likely going to see price continue to the external draw here. So let's just see what we're going to do. Okay, kind of missed the entry there. That's okay. Enter there. Stop loss above the rebalance, targeting what? The 121. Now, what is this entry based off? I did skip way too fast through that, but that's okay. So what do we see? Internal manipulation, external manipulation, order block respect, displacement lower, BISI disrespect, market structure shift. Now, I want to see, we do have all of these accumulated lows here. Now, I'm just going to go for the 1-to-1 here, but I could definitely anticipate this external draw to get taken. Why? We are intrinsically overall bearish, and we do have very nice draws on liquidity lower. Now, we'll just see what we're going to do. I'll probably trail my stop loss once we hit break even, but let's just see what the price does. Oh shit, I forgot to enter. Oh man. Oh well. That's fine, let's enter there. Stop loss above the rebalance wick, and then we'll just trail our stop loss to this external low here. Okay, now I want to see the closure below this low hold. If I do see this closure below this low hold, and we do see a nice close below it, continued displacement, I'll go break even. Okay, rebalance displacement. Okay, now I'm trailing my stop loss to break even. Okay, now I want to see this continue lower. Okay, now I'm getting really aggressive with my stop loss. It's going to move. Just because we're really close to the draw now. Boom, TPA. Okay, nice. There we go. Simple day. External manipulation, internal manipulation, rebalance into the order block, displacement lower. It really is as simple as manipulation, rebalance, displacement. We're disrespecting bullish PD arrays, we're respecting bearish PD arrays, which is the order block, the manipulation, displacing through the BISI, the low. These should hold if we're truly bullish. Now, if they don't hold, what is this telling us? We are bearish. Considering we have bearish draws and liquidity lower, this is telling us price is going to continue lower. But yeah, simple day. So next day, let's go to the next day here. Thursday, the 18th of September. Right, let's see what the news is. We do have unemployment claims 8:30, again, a high probable news driver. Philly Fed Manufacturing Index as well. Okay, and we do just have yellow folder at 10 a.m., which is not important. Now, what is price doing right now? Let's have a look. We have fully filled this gap now, immediately displays higher. You see what I mean? We don't come for the full fill the first day. We didn't even come for it the second day. We came for it the third day. Now, on the third day, we fully rebalance it and displace higher, making a SIBI disrespect, continuing higher, displacing above the high, making a market structure shift. Now, considering an all-time high, what are we doing? Continuing higher after a rebalance, filling more orders to then go higher. It is simple how you look at the market when you look at it in this way. Now, 1 hour time frame, what do we see? We do see the rebalance into the 1 hour BISI here. Now, what am I going to be looking at from here? If I do see an immediate displacement higher, could anticipate price to continue higher. Now, we are super close to this low on ES here. So I've got to be careful of this. I've got to be careful to see what is price going to do at this low here. 15-minute time frame, what do we see? 15-minute time frame, we do see the internal manipulation here, displacement lower, market structure shift. We then rebalance into the 15-minute SIBI here. Now, from this 15-minute SIBI, I want to see, immediate displacement lower, market structure shift to target this low here. If ES takes this low, makes some internal manipulation here, I've got to be careful on what is price going to do. Why? We're also inside of this 1 hour BISI here. Now, the 1 hour BISI respects, makes an internal manipulation, displacement high, disrespects the 15-minute, we're most likely going to go what? Continue higher. Now, let's just see what price does. Now, 5-minute time frame, internal manipulation, displacement, market structure shift. We'll then rebalance into the 5-minute SIBI. Now, I want to see what is price going to do in this 5-minute SIBI here, and the 1 hour BISI here, which is also a few 5 minutes, as you can see. Now, 1 minute time frame, what are we seeing? 1 minute time frame, we don't make any internal manipulation actually. Thought we had SMT. Okay. Now we do see the rebalance higher, Sibi respect. Now I want to see what we're going to do at this internal low or this internal high here. We do see displacement lower at market open. Internal manipulation there, we hold the SMT. Now, from this 1 minute SMT here, what is price going to do at the order block? Okay, we do see immediate displacement higher, which is a sign price is most likely going to continue higher towards maybe another Sibi to maybe internally manipulate, then go lower again. So let's just see what price does. So we do have the 5 minute Sibi there. Do make internal manipulation, okay? So from this SMT here, the total soup, the Sibi respect, what is price most likely going to continue to do? Continue to go lower. Considering we do have these Sibis here, and this is the only thing holding us. If we do see a displacement on the 5 minute time frame, don't know why I keep going on that. Displacement on the 5 minute time frame, disrespecting the 5 minute Sibi here, we're most likely going to do what? Continue higher. Why? This is the only thing that's holding us from going higher. We don't have any other highs to manipulate to then go lower. So if we do see the manipulation rebalance displacement, I could take this entry towards what? These equal lows, because we've generated these lows. We do also have all of these lows down here. Now, I just want to take the 1-to-1 most probably here, but we can, again, trail. So let's just see what price does. Still holding the SMT here. ES is starting to displace low, which is a very good sign. Now, I want to see what we're going to do at the 1 minute order block here. Okay, we're still displacing high now. If I do see a candle closure above this 5 minute, we're most likely going to continue high. I'd look for a rebalance displacement here. But ES is still staying stagnant, respecting the order block. Okay, we do see displacement lower from what? The internal manipulation, Sibi respect. Now, I want to see a continued displacement to take this entry here. Okay. Now, this is a 1 minute order block here. Now, I want to see what we're going to do from the 1 minute order block. Don't want to miss this entry here, so I'm not going to skip too fast. Okay, we're not respecting, we're still continuing higher now. Like I said, I want to see a candle closure above this BISI here, rebalance displacement to take this entry. Okay, we're just still not doing anything. Looks like ES wants to come for this internal high here. Now I'm going to be basing my entry off what ES does at this internal high. Okay, so we're making multiple manipulations. I want to see the closure above the Sibi here. ES is now manipulated that high. Now we're starting to displace away now. I want to see what we're going to do at the 1 minute order block here. If this 1 minute order block holds and we don't see a displacement above this high, what are we most likely going to do? Continue lower towards what? These equal lows. Now I'm going to be using this low as my pivot point. What are we going to do at this low there? Okay, we do see the rebalance into the order block there. We're still holding it. We do see displacement lower. Okay, boom, there's my entry. Easy entry. Now, what is this entry based off of? Oh, kind of shit. What is this entry based off of? We do see total soup, SMT. The 5 minute Sibi is still holding. Now, if you look on the 5 minute time frame, what does this look like? Rebalance, displacement. Disrespect to the 5 minute BISI, we're still continuing lower. Now, overall, we look bearish. Look, displacement, rebalance, displacement. Simple stuff. Now, from the internal manipulation, we do see a rebalance into the 1 minute order block and a displacement low, making a market structure shift below this internal wick here, targeting what? These equal lows. So let's just see what price does. 29 points, you got 2 minis. TP there. Stop loss above the rebalanced wick. Now, if price is truly bearish, I don't want to see a displacement above that wick again. I want to see a good closure below this low as well. Okay, nice. Got the closure. Now we could easily rebalance into this 1 minute Sibi here. So let's just see what price is going to do. Okay, there's a rebalance. Now I don't want to see a displacement above the Sibi now. If I do see a displacement above the Sibi, we're most likely going to get stopped out. Okay, still displacing lower. Displacement lower, boom, TP hit. Simple. So what do we see? Internal manipulation, total soup, SMT, order block respect, displacement lower, market structure shift targeting the equal lows, or even could have targeted the 50% of the BISI there. Now, ES looked a lot cleaner here. What do we see? Displacement lower, internal manipulation. We do make a displacement higher, rebalance, internal manipulation, displacement. Could have even targeted this low on ES. But yeah, Simple, simple stuff. Manipulation, rebalance, displacement. It genuinely is that simple. Now, let's just see what price does. Now, this is Friday the 19th. Let's see what we do. We have no news. Now, no news Fridays are usually completely crap. Now, I do see, say, 70% of the time, no news Fridays either deliver nowhere, or the 30% of the time they just continue. They just fully just continue. Maybe make a manipulation at 9:30 and just continue all day. So I want to see what is price going to do right now. We do see the rebalance lower now. Just gone hourly. We do see rebalance into the wick, and we're starting to continue higher now. Where is my next draw on liquidity? All-time high here. It's this high on ES. Okay, so we do see rebalance lower, displacement higher now. On the 50-minute time frame, what do we see? We do see internal manipulation, displacement, market structure shift. We do see the rebalance into this 15-minute SIBI here. Now, from the 15-minute SIBI, what is price going to do? Considering we haven't made any true, any good manipulation that's holding here, we could anticipate price to come to all-time high, especially because, again, we are at all-time high. We are ranging around all-time high now. 15-minute time frame is still holding this 15-minute BISI now. 5-minute time frame, what do we see? Rebalance low, displacement higher now. Considering we've made no manipulation to actually sponsor this move, we could anticipate a rebalance low to then go higher again to take out all-time high. Now, you always got to think about the market in manipulation and imbalances. Where does liquidity lie? Where does price want to fill orders? Now, considering we've made no decent manipulation to actually sponsor this move higher, we could definitely anticipate a rebalance lower. Now, let's just see what price is going to do. Now, 15-minute time frame SIBI respect. Okay, so still in this 1-minute SIBI here, 15-minute SIBI, sorry. What are we going to do from the 15-minute SIBI here? We do see the rebalance higher. And from the rebalance high, we do see displacement lower now. Don't really, there's no manipulation to actually sponsor this. Yes, ES is manipulated here. Okay, actually, did not see this. We do make the internal SMT here. Right, so this from this internal SMT, what is price going to do here? We do see the internal SMT, 15-minute SIBI respect. We do see the respect of the 1-minute order block. Now, we are displacing away from it. What am I going to be looking at here as my pivot point? What are we going to do in the 1-minute BISI here? If we do see the closure below the 1-minute BISI, could anticipate price to go lower. Now, we are about to internally manipulate this low on ES. Now, we're about to make SMT. Now, I want to see from this SMT, what is price going to do here? But like I said, we are most likely anticipating a reversal lower to generate liquidity to then go higher. So let's just see what we do at this internal low here. Now I want to see a closure below this wick here because we've manipulated, we've rebalanced. Now I want to see the order block hold, a displacement through the bullish PD ray telling us what? Price is no longer respecting it to target lower prices. Fuck, kind of missed the entry there. That's okay. Yeah, I definitely won't take that entry. It's way too late. But the idea was external manipulation, rebalance into the order block, BISI disrespect, market structure shift. I just skipped way too fast through it. The entry should have been somewhere around there. Even so, the stop loss is just terrible. But let's just see it. Let's just see if this works out. Now, what is this off? Manipulation, rebalance, displacement. Bullish PD rays aren't holding, bearish PD rays are getting respected, ES is still displacing lower, multiple manipulations lower, telling us price is most likely going to continue. Now, I want to see this order block hold and just continue lower. Now, again, like I said, no news Fridays are usually choppy. There you go. Would have got taken out there because the stop loss should be up here. This is the protected stop loss. Now, if we were going to take this entry, I wouldn't have taken it personally because the RR is stupid. There's no need for it, but yeah, we are just chopping around. This is why no news Fridays are way better to just, there you go. No news Fridays are way better to just skip. They lack volume, but also they lack people on the charts. They lack liquidity. No one wants to be on the charts on a Friday morning. So just get off and have a good day. Now, clearly this SMT hold, we do see a displacement higher, maybe looking for internal manipulation here, but to be honest, I just skipped this day. Anyway, that is the power of capital preservation. If you don't see what you want to see, maybe you see negative RR, maybe you've missed your entry. It's not the end of the world. Just wait till next week. Friday, just wait 2 days and you can trade Monday. And Mondays are usually good. I'd say Nunu's Mondays are hit and miss, but Mondays are usually good. Anyway, okay, there you go, Nunu's Monday. So what are we going to do today? Most likely, let's just see. Like I said, we're at all-time high, so we can most likely anticipate a continuation higher. But let's just see now. On the hourly time frame, what do we see? We do see rebalance lower, displacement higher. No SMTs. No significant manipulation, which is telling us what? We are most likely going to rebalance lower before displacing higher. Now, we do see the external manipulation of all-time high, rebalance lower, now we're displacing higher. Now, could see that this hourly BISI is our next draw on liquidity. Now, what are we going to do here? 15-minute time frame, we do have all of these accumulated lows. Now, this looks to me a very good draw on liquidity. Why? This low, this low, this low, they're all accumulated. Now, we do make an internal SMT here, actually. So we definitely can anticipate price to just continue higher at market open. Now, 5-minute time frame, we do see internal manipulation, BISI respect, displacement higher, market structure shift, multiple manipulations. Now, on the 1-minute time frame, what do I see? I do see external manipulation, order block respect, displacement higher, rebalance lower, into the 5-minute BISI, displacement higher, multiple manipulations higher. Now, what do I want to see? Maybe get an internal manipulation here, here, or here, then continue higher. Now, yeah, I'm just going to wait for a rebalance lower at market open, see what we get. Okay, could definitely tap the hourly here. Okay, so we do see displacement higher. Now, I want to see what we're going to do around this hourly SIBI here. We could definitely maybe make an internal manipulation here. We have got SMT at the high, I only just realized. Now, I want to see what is ES going to do once we take this high. We do have these highs on NQ here. Just mark them out on ES as well. Is that high there? Okay. So overall, we do look bullish right now. Internal manipulation, order block respect, BISI respect, displacement higher. Now, I want to see some kind of rebalance displacement to actually take this entry here. Now, let's just see what we're going to do. Still just continuing higher. I'm not really seeing much. We do see rebalance lower into what? Into the 1-minute BISI here. Now, from this 1-minute BISI, I'd like to see this respect and a displacement higher. Nope. Okay, so we do make internal manipulation there. There's an internal total soup SMT. ES takes the external high there. Now, this is technically an order block. We do see the respect... Oh, no, sorry. This is an order block, sorry. We do see the respect to the order block displacement lower. Now, I want to see maybe some kind of internal manipulation to take out these highs again. But if we do hold and we do disrespect this 1-minute BISI here, we're most likely going to do what? Continue lower. Okay, the 1-minute BISI is still getting respected. Now, I want to see a displacement past the 1-minute SIBI here. Now, considering we made the external manipulation here, order block respect, BISI respect, displacement high, we do have these internal lows that we could take. However, if this BISI holds and we do see immediate displacement through the SIBI, could anticipate this next high to get taken. And let's just see what we do. So we do see displacement into the SIBI. Now, I want to see the SIBI get disrespected here. Yeah, I think I'm just going to wait for now. We're not really seeing much. We're still respecting your order block here. We're not really seeing good amount of displacement. Okay. So we do see the internal SMT here. Now, I want to see this SMT get disrespected to then displace higher towards the external draw on liquidity, which is what? All-time high. Now, let's just see what price does. We're super close to all-time high, actually. How many points are we away? Only 41. Okay. So we can anticipate all-time high to get taken. Still displacing high. Okay, there's my entry. Why? We are disrespecting the SMT. Now, order block disrespect and SMT disrespect is usually the best confluence for me, in my opinion. Oof. Oof. That stop loss isn't good. I don't like that. We're clearly bullish, but could maybe anticipate a rebalance after we take this internal higher. So I'm just going to be patient. No, I'm going to take this. However, I'm going to be really careful with my trailing. So what do I see? We do see the rebalance into the 1-minute BISI here. We already have the external manipulation. The BISI is respecting displacement high. We're clearly respecting bullish PDRAs and disrespecting bearish PDRAs. Why? We disrespect the order block here. We disrespect the 1 minute order block here made by the SMT. We do see displacement higher, market structure shift, SMT disrespect. When we see an order block disrespect, SMT disrespect, after rebalancing, this is a clear indication we're going to continue in the same direction. Now, let's just see what price does here. Now, I want to see a good amount of displacement above this high now. Could just dilly-dally to be honest. Now, all-time high is the clear draw here. I want to see just displacement. If we do see this next candle close above this high here, I'm going to go break even just to minimize my risk. Don't like that. Now I want to see closure above this high here. Just chopping. Oh, there you go. I would have gone break even there, but that's fine. Perfect. We got taken out there. Nice. And in the good way. We got taken out there. Anyway, do see rebalance lower, displacement higher, SMT disrespect, order block disrespect, market structure shift, targeting the clear draw on liquidity. Now, all you need is what? A safe stop loss and a clear draw on liquidity. That is all you need. Plus, alongside the confluences of respect of the one side of the PD raise and disrespect to the other side of the PD raise. Now, it's clear what we were doing. BISI respect, SIBI disrespect, market structure shift, SMT disrespect, order block disrespect. Now, what are we respecting? Bullish PD raise. What are we disrespecting? Bearish PD raise. It really is that simple. Now, next day, Tuesday the 23rd. Let's have a look. Okay, we do have PMI. Now, PMI is usually a lower probable news driver, and we have Trump speaking at 9:50, and we have Powell speaking, and we have Trump speaking at 7:20. Now, this is clearly a low probable day. PMI, Trump speaking, Powell speaking, Trump speaking again. Be very careful on these days. If you have the ability to gauge, then gauge. All good for me. Like, yesterday, it was New Year's Eve. I know a lot of people didn't trade because it was New Year's Eve, but I traded and I hit a really good trade. Just because of the fact that I gauged price action. I saw volatility was good. I saw that we were doing okay. And usually people skip all of December, but December's been actually my best month so far. So if you have the ability to gauge, and this comes through constant repetition of live markets and backtesting, do so, because you never know when a good trade is going to occur. Now, this is a clear indication of price being low probable. ES is super wicky and gappy. This is telling us volume is low as of now. So let's just see what we're doing on the 4-hour time frame. Now, again, look at this. We're just wicking. We're not really doing much. So we are at all-time high now, which again, bullish continuation most likely. Now, 4-hour time frame, we're not really seeing much. We're respecting a 4-hour BISI, and that's about it. Yeah, look at this price action. This is just not looking good. I'm going to be very careful on this day because 90% chance you're going to get stopped out before you hit TP. Now, let's just see the range we're in right now. 50-point range all day. Like I said, this indicates one of two things. Either going to get a good amount of manipulation, or we're just going to keep chopping. Now, we do have these equal highs up here. We do make the manipulation low. Now, this could be telling us we want to continue higher if we do respect this manipulation here. Now, on the 5-minute time frame, what do we see? Rebalance lower, internal manipulation. Respect the manipulation here. Respect the 5-minute BISI here. And we do see a displacement high. We then rebalance lower now. I want to see a displacement above these highs here to target this external high here. Now, 1-minute time frame, what do we see? We do see internal manipulation here. Now, from the internal manipulation, what is price going to do? I want to see manipulation, respect, displacement higher to target all of these highs, and of course, the external high. Do we have SMT? No, don't have SMT, but it looks like we could make one soon considering ES is a lot closer than NQ to this low here. Now, like I said, ES is looking choppy as fuck. We've got to be very careful of what we're doing here. Okay, so 9:30 opens up, rebalances lower into the 1-minute volume imbalance. We're being very wicky. Okay, again, I'm not liking how price action is looking right now. Rebalance lower. I want to see, okay, there's the internal manipulation here. We are super discorrelated right now. ES has made the internal manipulation at the high. NQ's made the internal manipulation at the low. Now, which is going to hold? Which order block will hold for us to continue in each direction? Let's just see. Now, if you do see a closure below this low, rebalance displacement could most likely anticipate the next draw on liquidity to get met. Okay, boom. There's the external draw on liquidity mat. Now I want to see from this external draw, what are we going to do? Are we going to continue higher, just like this? Just like, whoops, no, go away. Just like this here. Are we going to make an order block, maybe somewhere here, get a rebalance into it, displacement higher, disrespect some kind of SIBI here, disrespect the low, rebalance displacement to continue to the external draw here, or, gotta be careful of ES taking that external high, or are we going to displace below the low, rebalance displacement, you know the drill, continue lower. So let's just see what is price going to do here. Right. Yeah, okay. Let's just go off of that because I'm not really liking how price action is looking, but let's just see what we do at this internal low. This internal low is my pivot point as of now. Holy order block. How big was that? Probably not big because we're, yeah, not that big because we're low volume, but what have we done? We've rebalanced into the low here. Now I want to see from this low here, what is price going to do? Massive wick. ES is still continuing high now. I want to see what is ES going to do once we reach this external high here. Oh, whoops. Okay, so we've rebalanced high. We do make the internal manipulation on ES. We do see the rebalance into the 1 minute order block. Now I want to see what is this order block going to do. If we do see a displacement below the low, multiple manipulations lower, could what most likely anticipate what? The fulfill of the hourly BISI here. Now, okay, let me just change that. No. Most likely anticipate the fulfill of the hourly BISI here. Now, if this low holds, displacement high, could anticipate that. Now, if this low holds here, sorry, and we do see the order block holding, displacement high, displacement above this wick here, just like this. Let me go on that. Displacement above the wick here, making a market structure shift, disrespecting the low, respecting the order block. What are we going to do? Continue higher to take out the external high. Now, we'll just see what is price going to do. Yeah, okay. Okay, we're continuing lower now. This looks really good, like I said. I want to see a nice closure below this low, rebalance displacement. Okay, this looks amazing. Now, could take an entry here. Stop loss, kind of chopped. I'm going to wait for a rebalance. Missed the optimal entry there. I would have taken the entry around here, but that's fine. Now, I want to see some kind of rebalance here. If I don't see that, then that's fine. Okay, it looks like we're going to take... Okay, could see it. Let's get a rebalance into this 1 minute SIBI. No, still nothing. SIBI, please. Maybe yeah, rebalance into the low as well. That'd be amazing. Okay, we could actually make an internal manipulation inside of the SIBI. Like I said, they are the best entries ever. Okay. Okay, maybe not. I do see displacement below this wick here. Can most anticipate lower prices. Okay. Well, I missed the entry again. I'm not going to take it because the RR is shite, but yeah, that would be the entry there. Okay, I actually could get another entry. See if we get an internal manipulation. Okay, there's the internal manipulation. What do we see? We do see SMT respect. We do also make the internal manipulation. Let's see if ES takes this external higher. Okay, there's the 1 minute order block respect. We do see a displacement lower. Now, from the displacement after the rebalance into the order block, what are we going to do? We're most likely going to take out these internal lows and fulfill this BISI here. Now, considering we haven't taken out any lows on ES as well, yes, we've taken out this internal, haven't taken out the external, which is this external low down here. This is telling us what? Price is most likely going to continue low. Considering we're still respecting a 1 minute SIBI, we're still respecting the order block, I want to just see straight displacement lower to the fulfill. So let's just see what price is going to do. Considering we did miss optimal entry though, I might just be patient and wait, but I don't know. This looks like a good entry to me, but like I said, I just want to be really careful of today. And most likely I would not take this on an XFA, but let's just see if this works out or not. Holy edge. Okay, yeah, boom. That was simple. Didn't take it just because of the probability of the day, but that was a simple trade. So what do we see? Internal manipulation here. We do see internal SMT, order block respect, displacement low, rebalance into the 1 minute SIBI, into the low, displacement low. We do see the market structure shift here. Then we see a rebalance back into the SIBI, internal manipulation, order block respect, displacement lower towards the fulfill of the hourly BISI here. Now, that was a simple trade, but to be honest, I would not have taken that on my XFA because of the fact of the probability of the day. I didn't really like how we didn't straight displace to the drawn liquidity as well. Could even continue lower, but that's fine with me. Anyway, see what we're going to do on the next day, which is what? Wednesday, the 24th of September. New home sales, 10 a.m, and that's it. Now, like I said, protocol for 10 a.m. is what? We are most likely going to accumulate for 10 a.m. to generate liquidity to then displace to the draw on liquidity. Now, let's just see what we're going to do. 4 hour time frame, what do we see? 4 hour time frame, we do see the rebalance higher, displacement low. We miss a draw on liquidity here, generating what? Equal lows. Now, from the equal lows here, what is price going to do? We are rebalancing into the 4 hour SIBI right now. So we do see the rebalance into the hourly SIBI. We're just accumulating around it. We don't really see much. We do have these internal lows here that are yet to be taken. We don't see any manipulation to target higher prices, telling us what? We are overextended. We are unsponsored. We are most likely going to come back for a manipulation to then go higher again. Now, 15-minute time frame, what do we see? We do see displacement higher, no manipulations again. Don't really see a manipulation at the high either. Do we get SMT there? Okay, so we do see the internal SMT displacement low, still rebalancing higher. Now, I want to see what is price going to do at this internal low here, this internal low here, and this low here. These are most likely my draw on liquidities for the day. Now, what do we see? We do see the rebalance into 5-minute SIBI here. Now, from the 5-minute SIBI, we do see rebalance high. Now, I want to see displacement lower towards what? Towards these external lows here. Now, on the 1-minute time frame, what do we see? You see the rebalance into the 1-minute SIBI, 5-minute SIBI respect. Now, I could maybe see an internal manipulation here, then displace lower. Now, this is what I'm most likely wanting to see here. Manipulation, maybe even get this high here. Could manipulate this high here, but most likely this high. Wait, ooh. We have SMT, I believe. Let me have a look at this. Don't have SMT just yet. So I want to see this internal manipulation, maybe a rebalance into the order block, displace below an internal low, maybe a SIBI, no, a BISI, sorry. Then just continue lower towards the external draw on liquidity. Now, let's just see what price does. Okay, so we do see displacement at 9:30. Yeah, rebalance into anything? Yes, we get a rebalance into a 15-minute SIBI. Now, internal manipulation, rebalance. Okay, yep. Do you see SMT as well, I believe? Oh no, maybe not, no SMT. Now, I want to see immediate displacement low after the respect to the order block. Holy balls. That looks like an amazing entry, but I don't enter on 9:30 because we can easily just rebalance and do whatever. Okay, so boom. That was a nice entry, but entering on the 9:30 candle is so risky. I would never recommend it to anyone because we can easily just rebalance and then displace, taking you out to then go to the draw on liquidity. So let's just wait and see what we do. Okay, we're still displacing lower. We do see the rebalance into the low there and a displacement lower. Now, I'm just going to replay this for you to actually show you how this works, because one of the members in my Discord actually asked me for this, so this is a good time to show it. Now, what can we analyze here? Now, we've made the manipulation. This is a big order block. We do see the rebalance into the order block and the displacement lower. Now, this low will be used as a support zone to then go lower if we're truly bearish. Now, what can we do here? We could rebalance, we could displace below the low, rebalance into the low, then displace lower, making some kind of market structure shift here to then continue to the external draw on liquidity. Now, one of my members was asking me, I do teach a subject that analyzes how candles move, because the basis of this model is understanding how 1-minute candles move using the lower time frames and understanding how the lower time frames move. Now, price is fractal, you know that. It all moves the same. Now, what I mean by this is price could rebalance higher, say on the 15-second time frame, rebalance into some kind of SIBI here, into the low, build bearish price action to then go lower. But on the 1-minute time frame, what does it look like? It just looks like a wick higher, just like this, we rebalance higher, maybe rebalance into something on the 15-second. Let's just have a look at this. 15-second. Look, we're rebalancing to the low here. Now, what do we see right now? We've rebalanced and we're starting to displace. Do you see this? Now, on the 1 minute time frame, it just looks like a wick and a candle here. But you need to understand how these candles move. How do we actually move when we're displacing with speed and efficiency? Now, I'm going to take this entry here off of what? Manipulation, rebalance, displacement. This is a super discretional entry, and I've learned this through my backtesting, through lots of backtesting and live market data. Now, I just want to see straight displacement lower if we're going to take this low. Boom, TPA. Now, this is really hard to understand when you're starting out, but you need to understand how the lower time frames move. Now, let's go on the 5-second real quick. Not 5 minute, 5-second. Now, you see this. Rebalance into a SIBI. Respecting the low, which this is all a 1 minute candle, by the way. Respecting the low, then displacing lower. You need to understand how the 1 minute candle moves. It looks like this on the 1 minute, but on the 5-second, it looks like this. Respecting the low, respecting the SIBI, displacing lower. Now, I'm not saying use a 5-second time frame because I don't. I don't even look at anything below the 1 minute. But what I do is I understand how the 1 minute candle is moving relative to the lower time frames. Now, I can understand that maybe as a SIBI here, like I anticipated there was a SIBI there. I anticipated that the low was getting respected and we're displacing away. I can see that all from this wick here. Now, a lot of people can't when they're starting out, but I urge you to just kind of imagine it. Don't even look at the time frame. Just imagine what is price doing, because understanding how candles move can give you amazing RR, just like this, can give you amazing stop losses, can give you the data that you need to understand where to put your stop loss, where is protected, where is not, and give you the discretion to do so. Now, yes, we could have rebalanced into the SIBI, but considering we have the 930 volatility that's displacing us towards a drawn liquidity, we're most likely going to continue lower. So yeah, perfect. What is this entry based off of? Manipulation, rebalance, order block respect, market structure shift, displacement lower towards the clear draw on liquidity. Now, yes, I could have held, but 1-to-1 in and out is perfect with me. So let's just see. Thursday, the 25th of September. Thursday, 25th. Now we do have final GDP, unemployment claims, and existing home sales 10 a.m. Now, again, we have 10 a.m. news, could see accumulation to then continue higher, continue in the direction that we've generated liquidity, sorry, not higher. Don't know if we're continuing higher or not. Doesn't actually look like it. It looks like the drawn liquidity is lower. Okay, so 4-hour time frame, what do we see? We do see rebalance into the 4-hour SIBI, displacement lower, market structure shift. Now, where does the next draw on liquidity look like? This external low here. Now, from the rebalance higher, displacement lower, market structure shift, I want to see what is price going to do once we reach this low here or at this low here. We're probably not going to reach the low for a while. Now, again, what do we look like right now? This is just the basics. We are making lower lows, lower highs. What does this mean? We are in a bearish continuation. Now, yes, we haven't made any manipulations, but if we do respect this low, respect the SIBI, displace lower, what are we going to do? Continue lower. Just critically think on the fact of what are we doing now? What can we do from the point we are at? Now, I want to see this low get respected. I want to see this SIBI get respected here, this 15-minute SIBI. I want to see a displacement lower for price to then continue lower. Now, I'm just going to mark out the hourly as well, because we could definitely rebalance into the hourly. Now, 5-minute time frame, rebalance into the low. Displacement away from the low. Now, we're rebalancing into the 15-minute SIBI. Now, what are we going to do from the 15-minute SIBI? Are we going to displace below the low, continue lower, or are we going to displace through it? Maybe a rebalance, internal manipulation possibly, then displace lower. Now, 1-minute time frame, what do we see? We do see rebalance into the low, displacement lower, market structure shift. We then see a rebalance into the 15-minute SIBI here. Now, from the 15-minute SIBI, I want to see a clear-cut displacement lower, maybe make an internal manipulation at this high, or maybe even this high here to rebalance back into the low, to then continue lower to my draw on liquidity. Now, have we made any SMT? No. So I'm going to be referring to this high here and this internal low here as my pivot point. What are we going to do at each? Let's see. Now, just go like that. Boom, there we go. Displacement lower, multiple manipulations. We're clearly going lower. Now, what am I going to be referring to at this low? I'm going to be referring to maybe a rebalance lower. So go rebalance into the wick, into the low, into the SIBI, build bearish prices, maybe disrespect to BISI in this leg here, market structure shift to target lower prices. Now, if we do see the internal manipulation here, maybe go rebalance into the order block, SIBI disrespect, maybe 50% of the SIBI disrespect. If we close like this, it's a massive SIBI, so you just have to be referring to the 50% as an algorithmic signature that price is most likely going to go higher to target this internal high to then maybe go lower. So what are we going to do? Bloody hell, shoulder is killing me. Okay, so let's just see what we do there. That clicking annoys me. Okay, what do we see? Rebalance into the 1 minute SIBI now. Like I said, if we do see a closure above the 50% here, what are we going to anticipate? A continuation higher, well, a reversal higher. Because what we're doing, respecting a 1 minute order block, disrespecting the 50% of the SIBI, which is an algorithmic signature that price is most likely going to continue higher. I'm not saying guaranteed, nothing is guaranteed in this trading space, but most likely. Now, let's just see what price does here. If we're truly bearish, what do I want to see? I want to see a displacement low, maybe rebalance displacement, or just straight displacement, enter on the displacement, stops above the rebalance, targeting the 1-2-1 or whatever the next drawn liquidity is. Let's just see if there is a closer drawn liquidity that we could target her. Maybe a 15-minute BISI. Do have this 15-minute BISI here. Just extend that. Extend right. Change your color. Nope. Go away. Oh, bloody hell. There we go. Right. Okay. So, what are we going to do at this low? This low is my pivot point. If we do see the order block disrespect, displacement lower, I'm going to take the entry. Simple. Why? Rebalance, displacement, rebalance, displacement. So let's just see what we do. Still, okay, so we tap the 50%. This is what I mean by algorithmic signatures. We tap the 50% and displace lower. Now, if we do get the market structure shift here, I'm in there, stops above the rebalance, targeting what? To the 1-to-1, because we're actually very volatile. What the fuck? Okay, so let's just see what price does here. I'm not going to set a limit because we could, okay, boom, TP yet. Not TP yet. We're in there. My brain is fried. Too early. Anyway, so we do see displacement lower. Now, this is why I don't enter on candle closure. Look how far we've just gone below the low before we actually could have got an entry. So there you go. Now, I want to see straight displacement. Okay, boom, there's my break even. Don't want to see price rebalance. Boom. Simple, simple, simple. Now, what did I say at the start? Clear continuation lower. Why? Lower lows, lower highs. Lower lows, lower highs. We don't have any manipulation to actually sponsor any move yet, so we're most likely anticipating to make that manipulation to then go higher again. Now, we could have targeted this 15-minute SIBI here, but I just want to be in and out. 30 points is completely fine with me, especially with the amount of counts that you can have. But yeah, that was a perfect continuation lower. But yeah, like I said, rebalance displacement. It was just that simple. When identifying high time frame narrative, it will carry you so much. High time frame narrative is a massive factor in your trade. If you trade with the high time frame narrative, even if your stop loss is kind of cooked, you are most likely going to win. Because if you're entering on displacement with high time frame narrative, even if you put your stop loss above the displacement candle just like this, boom, you've won. You've won. I do this a lot actually, putting my stop loss above the displacement candle so I can just get in and out. But boom, there you go. Simple, simple, simple. Rebalance, displacement, order block disrespect, market structure shift. We're respecting bearish PD rays. 50% respect. We do see that bullish order block disrespect, the market structure shift, multiple manipulations, targeting the 15-minute BISI. Now, next day, Friday the 26th of September. Now, this is the last day, I believe, because there's only, oh no, we have got 2 more days after that as well. Okay, that's fine. So let's just see. Think I might just end it here, to be honest, on this day. So let's just see, 4-hour time frame. What do we see? 4-hour time frame. We do see the rebalance high into what? Into the 4-hour civvy here. Let me just get rid of that. From the 4-hour civvy, what are we most likely anticipating? Considering, we haven't seen any true manipulation at the low, could anticipate this 4-hour to hold and a displacement lower. Now look at this wick here. We've rebalanced and immediately displaced away, telling us what? Telling us price is most likely going to continue lower. Now, what do we see? Internal manipulation at the high, CB respect, we're starting to displace lower now. 15-minute time frame, what do we see? We do see the 15-minute BISI getting disrespect. Now I want to see the full disrespect here to then target lower prices. So we do see manipulation, displacement. Now I want to see continuation to these internal lows here. Let me just mark that out. Okay, so 5-minute time frame, what do we see? 5-minute time frame, we do see the rebalance higher into the 4-hour civvy, manipulation, displacement. Now I want to see true displacement through this BISI to actually target lower prices. Now, 1-minute time frame, what do we see? Manipulation, displacement, rebalance, displacement, multiple manipulations. Now I want to see what we do at these internal lows here. Got to be careful of SMT here. Then again, we don't really have any prominent lows. Displacement lower. We then see a rebalance into the civvy. Now, if I do see rebalance into the civvy, immediate displacement lower, could anticipate what? Could anticipate displacement lower towards the drawn liquidity. Okay, so we do see displacement through the civvy here. I want to see maybe if we make some internal manipulation here to then displace lower again. Still continuing higher now. The fact of the matter is, yes, we've rebalanced, but we've made no clear manipulation, which is telling us what? Price is most likely generating liquidity to then go lower again. Let me just check the news. 26th. Consumer sentiment, PC index. In my opinion, consumer sentiment is a lower probable news driver, but let's just see what we do. I've made SMT there. Okay. So from this internal SMT, what is price going to do there? Okay. We do see the rebalance into the 1-minute order block there. Now, from this 1-minute order block, what is price going to do in the BISI? Just see this order block and then the 1-minute BISI here. So from the internal manipulation, let me just get rid of this BISI here, civvy. Internal manipulation. Wait. Oh yeah, we made equal high, so technically it's an SMT. Internal manipulation, order block respect. I want to see displacement through the BISI here. But if we see the BISI get respected, displacement high, I can mostly anticipate these highs to get met. However, I'd like to see what is price going to do this internal high on ES. Still respecting the order block. We're not getting a displacement above the wick that manipulated. We do then make the external SMT. Now I want to see the total sweep in the SMT hold displacement lower below this low. Not getting good displacement. We're still just moving higher. Now, considering the BISI still holding, internal manipulation displacement, we've then displaced above the wick that manipulated. Okay, so we do make internal manipulation there. We're still just accumulating. We're not really doing much. Again, like I said, we could just accumulate for 10 AM considering we have 10 AM news. Yeah, we're not really doing much. Looks like we're bullish. Why? The BISI's still holding. We're not really doing much. Yes, it's mitigated, but we keep coming back higher. Keep trying it. Okay, so we make internal manipulation there and immediately move lower. Now I want to see what we do with this 1-minute BISI here. Go away. Oh, I didn't mean to do that. I want to see displacement through this BISI here. Nope, still not getting it. BISI's still respecting. Rebalance lower. Displacement higher. To be honest, I would not take this entry. It's just on 10 AM, so I reckon we're going to get this external high, but I just wouldn't have taken that personally. Okay, why isn't it moving? Yeah, external SMT still holding. We're not really doing much. It just looks like a really accumulative day. That looks like we're delivering from 10 AM. Yeah. So like I said, what did I say before? 10 AM loves to accumulate 9:30 to 9:50. Then we make the manipulation at 10 AM. Then we distribute from 10 AM. So it's a clear accumulation, manipulation, distribution, just clear AMD model really. But yeah, simple. But yeah, okay, cool. What are we at? 1 hour, 9 minutes. How many days have we got left? Tuesday, we've got 31st as well. No. Oh, you know what? Let's just do the next 2 days. May as well. Right, so I know this video is getting long, but if you study this hard, you will become profitable in 2026. So, 4 hour time frame, what do we see? 4 hour time frame, we do see the internal SMT here, I believe. Yeah, internal SMT. We're starting to move lower. We do have this imbalanced range. No manipulations at the low, which is telling us what? Price is most likely going to continue lower now. Yes, we could internally manipulate this high, but I don't see this happening considering we've just made SMT. Now, starting to displace low, made the internal market structure shift there on the 15-minute time frame. Now, what are we going to be doing around this low here? This is what I'm going to be referring to here because we made internal total soup, external SMT, displacement lower, market structure shift. Now, it looks like we're going to come back to rebalance this whole imbalance range because look at this. No manipulations, we just straight displaced. Oh, I've got a really itchy nose. Now, from the internal manipulation, SMT, total soup, displacement lower, market structure shift, I want to see what we're going to do in this 1 minute CB here to target what? These internal lows here now. Got to be careful of SMT here. We just mark out this low. And then mark out this low here. Okay, now 1 minute time frame, what do we see? External manipulation, we do see. Order block respect. Nope. CB respect. Displacement lower, multiple manipulations lower. Now, what are we going to do around this low? This is what I'm going to base my entry off. This is my pivot point. ES is taking it as well, so that's fine, no SMT. Now, we do see the rebalance higher at market open. Now, price loves to take the last CB / BISI in a leg to then displace to the right direction. So let's just see what price is going to do. Okay. Now, I want to see the immediate displacement away from the CB, but it doesn't look like we're going to get that. Looks like we're just continuing higher. Maybe could make an internal manipulation here. Okay. Now, I want to see good amount of displacement. I want to see the CB hold and just displace lower now. We have just made the internal manipulation here. Now, what is price going to do from this internal manipulation here? I'm going to go on the 1 second now. Because if this manipulation doesn't hold, we continue lower, most likely going to take these lows out. Looks like we're continuing lower, but NQ is just staying stagnant while ES is moving. We're not really doing much here. Was this a No News Monday? President Trump speaks. Ugh. Usually just saps the volatility out of the market, unfortunately. But let's just see what we do in this internal high here. Could easily make a manipulation then displace lower. Okay, we edge the high, displace lower. I want to see some kind of manipulation here. Either way, maybe get an SMT at the low on ES. And then displace lower, or maybe a manipulation at the high to then displace lower on NQ. Okay, so we do make the SMT at the low there. Do the external SMT with this external low here. Now, from the SMT, what is price going to do? Let's just see. Okay, displace higher. Still just respecting the CB here. This CB is holding every institution right now, holding all the Jewish liquidity. Okay, there you go, boom. We do make the internal total soup here. Now, from this internal total soup, SMT, rebalance into what? Into the 1 minute CB here. What is price going to do? I want to see straight displacement. Okay. Okay, so we do see external manipulation here. Rebalance into, I think it's a 4 hour CB, yeah. So we do see the disrespect to the external manipulation here, disrespect to the external SMT. Now, what are we going to do from this external total soup? Now, considering we've just made external manipulation, what are we most likely going to get? An external move. So let's just see what we do. Okay, now I want to see this order block form. And if we don't, I want to see rebalance displacement here because we're just continuing higher without anything really. Yes, we do make the internal manipulation. Yes, the 1 minute CB held, order block held. Man, my brain's cooked. Do you see displacement higher? just super overextended. I'm still thinking we're going to go lower. There's just no draws and liquidity to hold us going higher though. We're in a no man's zone really. I'm probably just going to wait for ES to make some kind of manipulation here. Maybe if we internally manipulate this high, we might go lower. But I just don't see anything right now. Okay, I'm just going to go on the 5 second. This is getting long. Yeah, ES is just okay. Do you see the rebalance into the 1 minute BISI there? Displacement higher. Internal manipulation. ES still hasn't manipulated that internal high there. Do make internal manipulation from the external there. Now I want to see the SIBI hold and displacement lower. Okay, there we go. Make internal total soup there. Same thing on ES. Now I want to see what we're going to do from here. At this point, it's 10:02. I'm most likely not going to take an entry here because we're just accumulating. Yeah, we're not. We're just continuing higher. That's fine. No trades. The optimal trade was most likely the internal SMT, order block respect, SIBI disrespect, market structure shift above this high. You enter there on a displacement targeting the 1-to-1. But again, it's super. What's the word? Super risky. Why? We come into this external manipulation, this high time frame bearish PD array. In my opinion, we looked bearish. So why would I long into a bearish PD array? You're asking to get reversed on that. So yeah, I just wouldn't have taken that personally. No News Mondays and No News Fridays are all about capital preservation. Capital preservation, especially when you're on XFAs, well, only when you're on XFAs because evals aren't your money, is your best friend. Even on evals, I only take A+ setups and I just full port them because I know 98% of the time it's going to work out because, well, 92% of the time, which is my win rate, it's going to work out because why would I take a low probable setup knowing I'm most likely going to lose money just for what? The dopamine. It's just stupid. So either just trade an eval on those dopamine hungry days or just trade paper. It's that simple. Okay, well, there you go. Can't do any more days. So let's look at the win rate. 92, there you go. 92% win rate. What's the word? I've just predicted my win rate. There you go. No, but I actually know my live win rate anyway. So yeah, 13 trades, 92% win rate overall. That's for the full month. So yeah, perfect. Anyway, let's just have a look at this. But yeah, one loss in the whole month. And as you can see, I skipped quite a few days because what? Capital preservation is key. Now, understanding No News Mondays, No News Fridays are most likely going to fuck you over. You will save a shit ton of money. Trust me. I've lost so much money on No News Mondays, No News Fridays that it's not funny. So once you've learned that, you will understand that not trading every day is going to be your best friend. Like some weeks I trade one day, get a good win, and just close the charts. Or just trade paper for the rest of the week. Like, it doesn't matter about how many wins you get. It's about your win rate and your preservation of your money. Why would you want to lose money for the sake of feeling good? Seeing a green number on your screen? Genuinely is stupid. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed this. I hope you got some value out of this. I hope you can implement this into your backtesting and live trading. As you can see, 92% win rate. The statistics don't lie. So yeah, anyway, hope you have a blessed 2026. I hope you get those payouts. I hope you pass those evals. I hope you do everything. So yeah, hope you enjoyed this backtesting lecture and I will see you in the next one, which will probably be next week.